I would like to introduce Javier, who represents for the territories.
Thank you. Hello again. It's really a pleasure for me to be here presenting this local flavor session of the conference with a talk which is focused on the B30 territory and this territory as a research and innovation ecosystem. And it will be focused on maybe two perspectives, one from the municipalities and another from university. And as this is the local section of the conference, the talk will be held in Catalan. So you can put your headphones on and relax.
El Hub B30 és una xarxa multisectorial que promou la dinamització de la recerca i la innovació en l'entorn de la B30, dissenyant visions de futur compartides i promovent l'acció col·lectiva dels actors d'aquest territori. Formen part del Hub B30 universitats, centres de recerca i tecnològics, escoles de negocis, administracions, patronals i altres organitzacions que constitueixen una xarxa d'innovació oberta que promou la col·laboració, la innovació, el desenvolupament econòmic i la cohesió social del territori B30. Així, en aquest entorn de la B30, un territori configurat per 23 municipis, el més industrial i amb més potencial innovador de Catalunya, Espanya i amb vocació de ser-ho del sud d'Europa, el Hub B30 actua com a plataforma per detectar els reptes industrials i socials i donar una resposta conjunta de forma col·laborativa entre els diferents agents del territori, aportant coneixement, donant accés a una xarxa d'experts i a les infraestructures adequades. Tot això es fa possible mitjançant processos de coideació i cocreació que integren els agents de la quàdruple hèlix: empreses, agents de la recerca i la innovació, administracions locals i els ciutadans del territori B30. L'estratègia del Hub B30 és, per tant, connectar aquests actors del territori per intercanviar coneixement, col·laborar, potenciar la innovació i creativitat i també per comprendre la naturalesa, els canvis i desenvolupament continu del territori. Com a agent transformador, el Hub B30 també vol contribuir a l'empoderament de la ciutadania, ciutadania que pren cada cop un paper més rellevant en la configuració de l'ecosistema de recerca i innovació. En definitiva, el Hub B30 actua com a catalitzador de la innovació i motor de canvi d'un territori cap a una transició sostenible que contribueixi a l'assoliment de les fites dels Objectius de Desenvolupament Sostenible de l'Agenda 2030 de les Nacions Unides. Hub B30, una aliança per i amb la societat.
Welcome. We will now begin the local session of this afternoon, talking about the B30 territory. And for that, we have here Javier Lafuente, who is the Rector of the Autonomous University of Barcelona, and Josep Monràs, who is the Mayor of Mollet and Chairman of the B30 Association. Shall I begin? Okay. It's been a long time. I will try to explain the way we see things, and maybe we may interrupt one another to give details. This started a long time ago. I don't know if it was 20 years ago with the B30 Association. It was a group of town councils, he will explain it better than me, with the aim of interacting the territory. I started later than that, 5 years ago, talking to Josep and working with people. We saw a need, a problem. We saw there was no connection between the structure of knowledge, of research, innovation, with the needs in society. So I try to explain it, and well, I think it is unnecessary to place citizens in the lab. I think our researchers and the people who are thinking of innovating, well, they need to think that the final goal are the citizens, and this was the need that we had. How can we do this? And we have to do something else. I think it should be both ways. We need to make what is done at research centers and administrations, we have to make it known to citizens. And seeing this need, I thought of one thing, talking to some people and talking to him, and we started thinking about having a spokesperson and an open space for communication, an instrument, a tool that would allow us to connect these two worlds that are separate. Historically, university used to look within, towards research and developing very important things that no one knew and never got anywhere. But I think that this period that has elapsed with the pandemic has helped us see that society has seen that this work of basic research is very good, because then you can accelerate and bring things to practice. What we decided was to find a tool, and I will pass the floor over to you in a minute, that allows us to interconnect, something that is open innovation and not a fight of who's first and who's second. We decided back then that we did not want the protagonism as a rector of the university, for example, at that time, we did not want the mayor of Mollet to be the lead, for example. We wanted a tool for everyone. So we decided, okay, we are an area which has a lot of potential. You've seen there is a lot of industrial activity, a lot of knowledge in different campuses. We have centers of innovation, etc. And we thought that could be a tool that didn't belong to anyone and belong to all, so we could work. And I'll pass the floor over to Josep so he can say more things. Thank you very much, Rector of the Autonomous University, my university where I worked. Back in the day, I studied psychology, and honestly, and also per protocol, I have to thank the organizers for having invited me to this session, the Catalan government and the Autonomous University, to give me this arena to talk about this project that you all saw in that video, and other things that are even more relevant than the video that I will talk about in a minute, and is related to what Javier Lafuente just said. Part of what I will say now is related to Javier Lafuente himself, rector today of the Autonomous University of Barcelona, because one of the projects that we ended up developing in this B30 area is the B30 Hub. And I would like to say that this is not set from the point of view of friendship, this is set from the point of view of fairness. If he's done one thing, I have to say it. It doesn't matter that he's my friend. So I have to praise the role of the current rector of the Autonomous University. And do that from the knowledge, and Javier mentioned it. I've been lucky, democratically speaking. I have had the honor to be mayor of my city since 2004. And this gives me a certain freedom to say whatever I feel like saying when I want to. And during these years, there's been a central element that Javier mentioned, and this has been the citizens, we the citizens. Oftentimes, I think we're dazzled by wonderful projects, companies need more profit, but in the end, I think we are all committed, and we have the moral and ethical duty to do our best, to give our best for the collective, which means us, citizens in even different areas, different territories. All of this that I'm saying is related to the B30 Association integration. Who is part of B30? Business organizations, public administration, municipal administration basically, research and innovation centers, universities. So we are part of a public-private body, and this body, I would like to say, sometimes is not the one that in the end executes the project. It shares protagonism with the partners of the association. So it is not the chairman who heads all of the project. There's a project which is the B30 Hub, and the Autonomous University of Barcelona is the leader of that. There's another project we're working on for circular economy with the industrial sector. So the industrial sector has their own protagonism, and a long etc. of projects that we are catalyzing, that we are promoting from the association. And this is the role of the association in the B30 area that started in 2015, and I've been lucky to preside. Well, not presiding or chairing is not exactly the word. I've been coordinating projects and the energies generated in the association. And as I said before, there came the idea of the Vice Rector of the Autonomous University, Vice Rector. He was, back then, Javier Lafuente, he was Vice Rector, and he proposed, and I completely agree that, and I apologize firsthand to people from universities, but people at universities have always looked within without thinking that outside their gates there are a lot of needs, and the university must play this role hand in hand, not alone, but hand in hand with all sectors that are closer to it. And I'll give you an example. Earlier, when we were having lunch invited by the organizers, we were talking about this. It's like having a group of neighbors. Everyone lives in their own home. They do not worry about what happens to their neighbor. And probably my next door neighbor and myself, we could go hand in hand, work together, and have more benefit from the general meaning of the word if we work together. This relationship of a community of neighbors, which also happens with organizations, universities, companies, this is what we've tried to strengthen. We've tried to get to know one another from the point of view of the B30. And since there will be a panel later with other people where we'll be able to talk more specifically, to talk about what the projects are, and we'll probably be able to talk more in that session. But what I wanted to convey is this philosophy that also, and as we heard here before, we will need to strengthen it, and the higher administrations, in our case the Catalan government, the Spanish government, need to use this to generate more complicity and at the same time more opportunities. And that's all I wanted to say. And I started by saying that we're all somewhat obliged to do whatever we can to try and create opportunities, job opportunities, mobility opportunities, lower waste opportunities. But all of these intangibles, this idea that if we all work together, if we walk hand in hand, and if we can be happier and with a fairer society and a more sustainable society, that's what we'll get with this. So I'll stop here, and then we will be able to continue talking in depth during the debate afterwards. I would like to take the floor for a minute here to try and give you a framework of what we've been doing. We started with the idea of creating a new space for territorial cooperation, and we believe in territorial work and the cooperation between research, universities, citizens, administration and businesses. We believe in this. And we have the advantage or the problem of being in a big city. Right now we are in Barcelona, and this is normally a ball of attraction. 2 minutes? Okay, thank you. It modifies and distorts us. We believe that the economy should be based in the territory, and this is what we've tried. Barcelona has its own territory, and we are on the other side of the mountain. Those of you who do not know the area, I encourage you to visit us. And we have a different economy. It's not less agile, it's just different. And I think when we think of the economy based on knowledge, the new paradigm, And, well, we're running out of time. I was even going to explain the project, but I would say we're going towards a fifth pillar. And as the previous speaker said, introducing sustainability within the parameter of industry. I think the four pillars or the fourth helix is sold, but I don't even know how we're not on the fifth, but on the sixth. And we always need to place citizens at the center, and I loved that idea, but I'll explain it later because I know I'm running out of time. What we've done in the past 3-4 years, what we've achieved is a degree of trust amongst all of the members that did not know one another before. The open innovation, the main problem it has is, I was going to say trust, but it is rather having everyone give their all or make their contribution. You need to contribute. You need to be a net contributor. And you will get back more than you give. But you need to contribute. And this is what we've been doing in the past 4 years, and we hope we will be able to create a very different territory with all of this. And with that, I will stop because the moderator is coming in. Thank you.